Hello and welcome friends. Today I am going to say a few words about sample size determination. So sample size determination or the selection of sample size are the same thing. These are the one of the basic thing or important thing of research in social sciences. Generally, sample size determination depends on few factors. These are the margin of error or level of precision, the confidence level, population proportion or degree of variability, and number of population, whether it is known or unknown, under study. Now, what is margin of error or level of precision? It is decided by the researcher. Generally, there may be 1 to 5% level of precision in the literature, but most of the researchers like to apply 5% margin of error. It means the researcher predicts that true population parameter will lie between plus minus 5% of our estimated sample statistic. For example, if our sample statistic is 100, then 5% margin of error means the true value of population parameter will lie between 95 and 105. Now, what is confidence interval? It is also decided by the researcher. Generally, there are 90%, 95% and 99% level of confidence interval in the literature. But most of the researchers like to apply 95% level of confidence interval in their research work. It can be explained in this way. In our previous slide, we have stated that if our sample statistic is 100, 5% margin of error means the true value of population parameter will lie between 95 and 100. This statement is true in 95 times out of 100 times repetitive sample or sampling. That means, that is, if we draw the sample of the same size from the same population 100 times, in 95 times or 95 cases, we will get the same result. That means we can say that the population parameter will lie between 95 and 105. So this is the 95% confidence interval. Diagrammatically, it can be explained in this way. Since our sample is taken from normally distributed population, so the distribution of the population parameter is bell shaped. Now, 95% area of the standard normal curve are covered by the value of the standard score or G score, that is plus minus 1.96. Hence, the value of Z is plus minus 1.6 for 95% confidence interval. Similarly, we can obtain from table other values of Z or Z score, that is 1.645 and 2.576 for 90% or 99% confidence interval respectively. So this is our standard normal curve. So when the value of Z score is plus 1.96 minus 1.96, the area within this range covers 95% confidence interval. Now we are coming to population proportion or sampling variability. It is also decided or defined as the degree of variability in the attributes being measured or popularly known as population proportion. Excuse me. That is, a percentage of population has a specific characteristic of interest under study. Most of the researchers prefer to take 50% as a measure of variability of population proportion, especially when the actual value is not known. We now apply Cohens Formula developed in 1977 for calculating sample size when the population size is infinite or not known. So S sample size is equals to Z square PQ by E square, where Z is the Z score, that is 1.96, P is the population proportion, that is 50%, that is 0.5, and Q is equal to 1 minus P. E is the desired level of margin of error, that is 5% or 0.05, and S is the sample size for an unknown population size. Therefore, S, just by substituting this value, we can get that sample size is equals to 384.16, considering these values, margin of error, population proportion, etc., and unknown sample. Now, Cochrane also developed another formula when the population size is known, okay, but we have to use this value also. By considering these two values, we can able to determine the number of sample size. So when the population size is known, so we are assuming we are assuming that the known population size is 50,000. Therefore, the required sample size as prescribed by Cochrane is S1 equals to S by 1 plus S minus 1 by N, where S is the sample size for unknown population and N is the known population. Okay, known population. So therefore, when the population size is 50,000, the required sample size will be 381. Just by substituting this value, we will get the sample size. Required sample size is 381. Now another formula, that is Yemen formula for calculating sample size. Yemen in 1967 suggested another simplified formula for calculating sample size from a known population, considering Z equals to 1.96, that is 95% confidence interval, and P equals to 0.5, that is population proportion, and margin of error as decided by the researcher, and N is the known sample size. Okay, size of the population, not sample size. N is the known size of population under study, and S is the required sample size. Therefore, by applying this formula, S is equals to N by 1 plus N into margin of error square. Now another formula, that is Crazies and Morgan's formula. So Crazies and Morgan developed a formula from another angle for determination of sample size for known population size. So sample size is equals to chi square PQ in the numerator divided by N minus 1 plus chi square PQ, where chi square, this value is the chi square value with 1 degrees of freedom. You will get the value from table, chi square table. N is the known population size, P is the population proportion, and Q is equals to 1 minus P. Finally, we can say that use the entire population as sample if it is manageable, that is within 200 to 300 households or within your time, money and accessibility, that means total sample. Okay, so there is no question of sampling at this moment. We have to take all the households as our sample, okay, because it is possible to collect the information from 200 to 300 households. Okay, from your literature survey, this is very important whenever you prepare any paper. So you go through the literature, extensive literature. From literature survey you can get a guidance for the optimum, sometimes you will get the guidance for optimum sample size, or you may also use published table which provides the sample size with respect to various population size, though this table has been prepared on the basis of using the formula of Cochrane's or Yemen's formula. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.